Yo, 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 good morning. What up? Grateful for another maggot-free day above the dirt. Jersey Shore, Jersey Lake. Check it out. So, today's video is called The Nature of Nature. And I'll start with an old Zen saying that says, anyone can go up to the mountaintop and find peace, but only a few can bring it back down with them. And we feel this calling, this affinity with nature, and we're drawn to it for peace, for a sense of our place in the world, in the sense of, dare I say, escaping from the concrete jungle, so to speak. And the reason we feel this pull towards nature and this comfortability with nature and the spirituality with nature is because we are nature. And part of our struggle in the material world is that we feel like we've been thrust into this world, when the reality is we're not thrust into it, we come out of it, right? We're a part of it. We, just as a tree has leaves, the world has people. So the tree comes out of the earth, the leaves come out of the tree, the fruit comes out of the tree. People, humans, come out of the world. We're a part of this. We're a part of its production, so to speak, of its giving. We come out of it organically. We're not put into it. And this is important in a pragmatic sense because it draws our attention to the fact of separateness. And most of us, most of our lives, and in fact we're taught this and it's demonstrated to us, is that we're separate from the world. We've been put in it and we're struggling against it. We have to overcome it. We have to fight against what's happening. And this creates samsara and the vicious circle of suffering. And when we realize we're not separate from it, we realize that we can work within it in a different way, that we're part of this. It's not an me against it or an us against them, so to speak. There's an interconnectedness. And we understand the nature of nature is to be, is that one act affects everything, right? So when we realize we're part of this process and not an outsider to it, it's not happening to us, it's happening for us. It's happening irregardless of us. Now, so to expand on this, and expand on that Zen story of can you take the piece off the mountain back into the village, in essence, that's our challenge in spiritual life. The concrete, quote, jungle is the village. Can we come back from a spiritual experience, so liking spiritual experience to sitting at the lake or sitting at the beach or going to the mountains, hiking through the woods. Are those experiences in our lives, quote, spiritual, but then when we leave them, we enter an unspiritual, a non-spiritual state or a non-spiritual experience? And the answer is no. And that's our dilemma, is seeing that the concrete jungle, the entanglements that we face in worldly life is just as much part of that, or part of it, as our little taking refuge in spirit, in nature settings and nature experiences to connect with the holy or the spiritual. And it really comes down to balancing the relative and the absolute. Absolute, in an absolute sense, all the constructs, all the labels, all the products of the material world, in the sense of the buildings and jobs and titles and money and material goods and attainment, and all these things are not the nature of nature, but at the same time we have to deal with them. So it brings us back to the general theme of we have to be in it but not of it. But to take it one step further, how is all the things that we consider not spiritual not part of it? And that's the separateness that so challenges us and so causes us to suffer. Because we can go to the lake and have everything, all the stress, all the frustration, all the difficulties, all the mental state changes, it all dissipates, it all seems to evaporate just by the presence of being in nature, and it seems to come rushing back when we leave it, right? And this kind of comes into meditative practice too, in the sense of, while concentration is a tool we use in meditation, there's something more than concentration, because you can be highly concentrated and reach an extremely blissful, serene state of equanimity, but the minute the concentration stops, the experience stops. So again, separateness, again, our own perception needs to shift and see that nothing should change from external conditions and stimulus. And what I mean by nothing should change is nothing within us should change. We should be able to take that piece right off the mountain, right into the village without any effort. It's our perspective that we've left something and gone to something different that is really at the crux of why we struggle with this. So I hope this was helpful. It's so important that we realize we come out of this. We're just as much a part of this as the trees growing, the sun shining, the rain falling, the earth moving. We are an organic piece to this puzzle. And spirituality is an organic piece of nature, but it's an organic piece within us. Picture the body as a gateway where what's outside us comes in and what's in comes out. And in a way, when we're there, nothing escapes that perspective. And that is why we can, I don't know, going into NYC, you can be driving on just outside the city, Turnpike, Jersey Pike, heading for the tunnel or the bridge, and you can look at New York City at night, all lit up, and feel it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Is it really beautiful? Maybe not. But we feel, when we're open to beauty, the beauty of nature, the beauty, this is somebody's creation, these skyscrapers, electricity, light, if we push it away and say, oh man, the city, but if we're open to it and we can say, wow, what a beautiful city landscape. It sounds bizarre, right? A city landscape. But when we're in touch with the nature of nature, everything is beautiful because everything comes out of beauty, the beauty of nature. So I know this talk has been a little all over the place, but I hope it was helpful. I hope that it's useful in your practice, seeing the beauty in everything today, and seeing ourselves, yourself, as an integral part of this beautiful process. So have a grateful, maggot-free day above the dirt. Jersey Lake again. Peace out.